but that doesn't mean that I like to listen to that shit every morning. Like, hey, man, I call you guys by your names. Why don't you call me by mine? All right. Tell him. My name ain't Cupcakes, it's Julio.
Acknowledge that you are God. Your name will not be Cupcakes, Julio, or anything else. It would be Dahu.
Already can't you spare such shit early in the a.m.?
No one is talking to you, Yaku.
The name is Longshoe Charlie Murphy. Mr. Murphy to you.
Yaku, maker and creator of the devil. Swine merchant. Your time is near at hand. Fuck with me and your time will be now. Soon all devil's heads will roll, and new rivers shall flow through the cities created by the blood of Whitey.
Salam alaikum.
Salami con bacon.
Adelante, mi hermano.
Ever.
Peace. How to the people.
A la lucha, que somos mucha.
Look out. How to the people, honey.
What kind of original black man talk is that? Your presence here affects the mind of my people like a fever. You, Yaku, are the bearer of 9,999 diseases, evil, corrupt, pork chop eating brain.
I'm sick and tired.
You see, brothers, now he admits that he is sick with corruption.
You stupid son of a...
He, yeah, they, those, us, you for the unknown.
I think maybe...
I think I... Oh, I. Aye. Oh, I.
Games, huh?
The way of life is no game, Lane.
G-O-D-D-O-G. God spelled backward is dog. Dog spelled backward is God. If Allah is God, Allah is a dog. What?
Yo, Mr. Net, you better let them two get it on. Elsewise, we're going to have mucho static around here, Jack.
That's right, Mr. Net. They've been having a personality thing going on for weeks now.
Fair fight, Murphy?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Johnson.
You're right, Johnson is a slave name.
Look out. All right, Morrison, watch the front. We're going to take us to the back. Uh-huh. Got one. That's it. I want you to clean up. We'll be one big happy family, all right? That's it. Okay? Back to the day road.
Uncle Job Snap, who up on Black Power family. What up? This is your brother Nguvo, now you see R-A-N-M. And once again, you're tuned into R-A-N-M, RBG, TV. We keep it G. Throwing that cut common sense for the common people. dealing with the common issues, and of course, you already know we're trying to seek those common solutions. That's right. So here we go. So all in together now, family say nice, light, and proud. What's the method, the motto, the mantra, motivation, and the madness? You know this by now, so say it along. You know that the answer is black love. Because black love is a cure for the black nation. Family. So let's get it. Alright. Brief little moment in time with Brother Nguvo real quick. I don't have a specific name for this, so we're going to call it a moment in time with Brother Nguvo. But nonetheless, before I begin, because I'm going to be pretty much straight to the point, based on some things, some observations that I've seen, witnessed, experienced, read, heard by way of mouth to ear, etc. Right? Some things I want to address real quick on a generalized level. I'm not even going to pinpoint specific people. Too easy. That's too much to do. But nonetheless, there's some things that we all can relate to, some things that need to be changed up a little bit. So I always say every now and then we got to slow down and you know, get back to basics, if you will. You dig? So with that being said, I want to shout out. Let me shout out to the gods on Earths, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace, God, peace, Queen, peace, Earth. You understand? Because what I want to talk about is the 85, the 10, and the 5. You already know. But I'm not coming off of that stance as far as dealing with that specific rhetoric, the rhetoric of the NGE and, you know, the dogma and all that stuff. I'm not coming that route. Just follow what I'm saying. Now, we already know 100% that's the total population of black folk. Woo, 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 woo. Within that 100, you already know you have 3 categories of people. You got the 85, which has been termed the dumb, deaf, and blind, the ones who don't know shit, yada, 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 the common folk, right? Cool. The ignorant ones, whatever you want to call them, right? Cool. And you got the 10%. 10%, these are the ones that, quote-unquote, know a little something, but they front like they don't, or they act and portray themselves in a manner in which is a total contradiction to that which they say they know. Basically, long story short, they give you the whole swindle presentation, right? And you got the 5, supposed to be the all right and all wise ones, supposed to be the redeemer of the other 85, or whatever the case may be, to cancel out the teachings of the 10. Cool, whatever. Again, that's the rhetoric. No problem. But when you really look at things today, in the era that we're working in, as far as dealing with all this information, black folks getting their knowledge on, they study on, allegedly, right? We talking the advancement talk, the work talk, the come up talk again. But it seems as if this is my personal observation. It just seems as if this information, this knowledge, this wisdom, etc., 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 is doing the total opposite to some black folks. I ain't gonna say all black folks, but I will say majority of black folks, in a sense. Now, when I say majority of black folks, I'm talking about majority of the 5%. And the reason why I say that, because from what I'm seeing, it's almost as if the 85 is greater than the 5. Why do I say that? I know that's confusing the hell out of you right now. I know. Yeah, it's almost as seems as that's what it is. The 85% is greater than the 5%. Now we already know the 10%, they're gonna be who they are. They're gonna play that swindle game either way. That's just what they do. Cool. The 85, again, on the other hand, is that they're more honest, they're more genuine in their stance, if you will. Think about it. They're more easy and more able to be related to when you just on your average day-to-day going, on your hair and buys. You can talk to them, you have a conversation, you get an honest opinion, and this, that, and the third. It's non-biased, it's non-judgmental. It is what it is. You can work with these kind of people, is what I'm saying. But when it comes down to what I call the Super Saiyan know-it-alls, 5%, if you will, all right, all wise, know every damn thing, but ain't done damn thing with what they know, etc., etc., etc. It's just that simple. You know everything, but you use everything that you know to pretty much ridicule instead of lift up. Brag and boast, oh, I know this, I know that, I'm right, you're wrong, woo, 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 woo. But at the end of the day, you got all this knowledge, all this excess information. Show me what and prove. Please, show and prove what you've used, what you've done, and what you've done with it. Show how you've manifest that information and that knowledge to something tangible that the people can utilize in these times right now for our come up that we all love to talk about, right? So again, it's as if the 5 is less than the 85. the 85 is greater than the 5. Because, again, the 5%, they have all the answers. They have all the answers, all the strategy, and this, that, and the third. And, of course, the only answer is whatever person who you rock with. If you're rocking with that one, whatever way they operate, you got to do it that way and nothing outside of that. If you're not doing it that way, you set tripping, and this, that, and the third, more chaos. So now we have the competition within the 5% themselves. Everybody wants to compete to be the head honcho. Everybody wants to compete to be the rightest and the wisest and this, that, and the third. But again, we have nothing manifested that's tangible based off that information. We just like to regurgitate and spit rhetoric all day. Just bullshit, man. We're going backwards instead of going forwards. This is why I say often that this information is too powerful for a lot of folks, man. Because it makes your stance and position weak if you don't have the right mindset. This is why I always say thinking ain't illegal, living black ain't wrong, all in together now. Now I say that because, again, this information does seem as a posable threat to a lot of people because of the way they interpret things or misinterpret things, the way they portray themselves with this knowledge and this, that, and third, which pretty much pushes the rest of the people away, the 85. That pushes the people away. And the reason why I say the 85 is actually greater than the 5 because they have the honest, genuine eyes to see through bullshit. The 5 is becoming the 10. Think about it. The 10%, they know a little something, but they're going to mind F you, if you will. They're going to swindle you, if you will. You understand? The 5% is just becoming just like the 10. So this is why I'm saying now that the 85 is greater than the 5. Show me different. Now again, yes, we all hurting out here. The 85, they got they vices and the ills and this, that, and third. The 5's got their vices, the 10's got their vices. Everybody has something that's quote unquote plaguing our walk, plaguing our minds, if you will, in some shape, form, and fashion. No problem. You gotta own that up. That's it. That's accountability. No problem. But when it comes to genuine visuals, genuine stance, I'm telling you, the 85 can see through bullshit. This is why they refuse to make connections with the so-called 5%, the all right and all wise ones. Know-it-all. Super Saiyan know-it-all is what I call it. They refuse to get down with them because it's like, you know what? Y'all can't even get shit right amongst yourselves. Y'all going at each other, y'all beefing, y'all bickering, all over petty shit, the same petty shit that Baba Garvey warned us about a long time ago, that black folks was going to be going at each other with over petty differences. This is what consists of the time and the energy of the so-called 5%. Again, the 10%, they're going to go either way. They fence riders, right? So we're not even talking about them. The 85 is greater than them because they have the honest eye and the honest ear to see and hear bullshit when they see it. This is why they stay away. So again, the 85 is greater than the 5. Until otherwise, show and prove. Until you can show and prove otherwise, don't say nothing. Real talk. This is why I always say that you have to work on your presentation. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you're presenting, it's how you are presenting it. You understand? And a lot of times, like I always say, the presentation of the so-called 5, the so-called Super Saiyan know-it-alls, the ones who swear that they was born from the womb with this information and still ain't done shit with it yet. Gut check. These are the ones that's going to run everybody off. And meanwhile, I'm telling you, you're going to have basically the rest of the population, the rest of the black masses of the world, if you will, sitting back, looking at all these Super Saiyan 5% intellectuals, thinking that they run shit but don't know shit because they ain't shown shit. Looking at y'all like, this is why we're over here. Gut check. Again, don't take my word for it. I'm pretty sure you see it yourself. I'm pretty sure you hear it yourself. I'm pretty sure you experience it yourself when you're scrolling, when you're walking down the block, when you're doing what you do with this organization and that. It's a whole bunch of turmoil right now. Everybody's in pure chaos. And all the chaos is coming from the so-called Super Saiyan 5% intellectual know-it-alls, yada, yada, yada. And again, the 85, the rest of the black masses at large is sitting back looking at like, these silly mofos over here. They want to come talk to us how so-called uncivilized we are. They want to talk to us about getting stuff together and doing things as a people. They can't even get their own shit together within their own little crew, their own little clique. All in the name of black power. All in the name of black advancement. All in the name of whatever it is that you want to call it. Gut check. How can this be, family? How is this possible, family? But they got the nerve to get upset again when the family is standing on the other side looking at you 5%ers talking about something. And again, this is not talking about the NGE. Just you feel what I'm talking about. But looking at the other side, at the 5s, talking about some, this is why we're over here. Y'all get upset at that. How can you be upset? You have to be upset first at your own Self. This is why I always say gut check. This is why I always say accountability. This is why I always say responsibility. You want to put yourself on this pedestal as the 5%, as the all right, all wise, know-it-alls, and stuff. You want to put yourself out on this pedestal. You better be the first one to take accountability and be the first one to gut check yourself before anybody comes to you, before you go to anybody. Talking about getting right. You better make sure your shit's squeaky clean. Now, we know it's not going to be squeaky clean because we all have our faults, we all have our flaws and everything. But at the end of the day, if you're not putting your best left foot forward to live right, you're going to be the one that get left. You dig? Gotcha. It's pretty much all I really wanted to say. It's really not too much I could say on this, but at the end of the day, like I said, fam, folks need to check themselves before they wreck themselves, man. Because at the end of the day, like the song said back in the day, man, self-destruction. I know I went kind of far back in early 90s, late 80s, whatever, but it's real talk. Self-destruction, man. That's what everybody's doing right now. We're dealing with the era of consciousness, quote-unquote, self-destruction. Yep. I said it. Want to prove me wrong? Prove me wrong. But at the end of the day, the actions speak for themselves. The words speak for themselves. The rhetoric speaks for itself, man. Gut check. So again, you want to keep calling them dumb, deaf, and blind, but they ain't that dumb. They ain't that blind to the point where they can't see and hear your dumb asses. Yeah, I said it. Again, it's not you. It's your presentation. It ain't what you saying. It's how you say it. Now, we're all pretty much saying the same thing, but at the end of the day, folks get all emotional and egotistical. This is when things go south. Again, this is why I'm saying right now that the 85 is greater than the 5, man. Because they're honest in their approach. They're honest in their stance of quote-unquote ignorance, that's like what you like to call them. They're honest in it. It is what it is. They accept it. You, on the other hand, you know it all, ain't done nothing with everything that you know. You know it all, but ain't really genuinely reaching out. All you're doing is trying to genuinely ridicule. Again, all in the name of advancement. What advancement? What advancement? How we gonna get far doing like that? Please, I would like to know. How will we get far? How will we advance with that type of mentality? With that type of action? With that type of thought? Again, this is why I always say, man, what you think, you speak, you walk, and what you walk is what you're going to pass on. Look at everything that's being passed on. Again, family, from your YouTube, your Instagram, your Google+, your Facebook, this book, that one, this one, and of course, family, in real time. Yes, because this stuff happens in real time to the point where we're even getting physical with one another. We're getting physical with one another now. Yeah. And this is all within the house of the so-called 5, the so-called ones that's on something. We got all this energy to go at each other, as always. This is why I always say, man, when you're dealing with America, 3Ks, don't get it twisted. The Negro or the nigga mentality was the greatest weapon ever created. Period. Self-sustaining, self-running. All it's built to do is to go at other niggas. Period. And that is manifested and shown to prove on a daily basis. And again, I'm talking about within the house of the so-called ones that's on something. The so-called 5s. This is why I'm saying right now, again, family, the 85 is greater than the 5, fam. Gut check. I know y'all gonna be mad. I know. Folks are probably burning up right now watching this. But at the end of the day, if you burn it up because that's the heat of guilt that's burning you, that's the heat of reality that's letting you know, yo, it's time to change it up, fam. It's time to get back to basics. It's time to get back to reality because what we're doing right now is totally wrong. Totally to the contrary of everything of all these teachers, all our leaders and greats that we love to proclaim, love to invoke their energy. We're doing them a disservice. We're doing their legacies a disservice. We're doing ourselves a disservice because at the end of the day, when you're invoking this energy, best believe the energy will come down. And if you can't handle this shit, best believe, like I said, you're going to wreck yourself. This is why I'm saying, man, this stuff is too powerful for a lot of people, man. I need to slow down, man. Slow down, fam, because you're going to crash. And like my father used to tell me back in the day, Pop, shout out, big up to you. He used to always tell me, it's one thing to be confident, but it's something totally different to be cocky. Cocky makes me crash. That's exactly what he used to tell me back in the day. Cocky makes me crash, man. And that's exactly what's going on right now with the so-called 5%. So-called ones that's on something. The ones that's so-called supposed to be reaching out to the greater masses of black people. The 85. The dumb, deaf, and blind ones. The ignorant ones who don't know shit. Yada, yada, yada. Again, they know something about your ass. Oops. All I'm saying is clean house, man. Clean house, man. Get it together, man. So we can really do what we need to do out here, man. Questions, comments, concerns, get at me. You know what to do. Comment box right below. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Because I'm pretty sure this is something that we can relate to in conversation. Because you see what I see. You hear what I hear. You read what I read, fam. So you can't deny this. This is a real deal. But in the meantime, between time, keep it locked, keep it G. This is R&M RBG TV. Your brother in Nguvo, now you see R&M. 432, you know how we do. R&M RBGs on the prowl. In a minute.